Hello, and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Drew Brewer, and I'm here with sophomore Viviana Figueroa of the PV softball team. How are you doing, Ms. Figueroa?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, how do you feel as a sophomore the PV softball team has been progressing since you've been here?
Well, this is my first year. I am a transfer. But I think we've been doing a good job of piecing everything together. You know, we have the hitting and the defense, and now we're just working on putting it all together to win some games.
And before you came here, where were you before PV?
Temple Junior College.
Okay, so what made you want to transfer over to PV?
Really, it was, so I'm from a small town, so the location, I didn't want to be in a huge city.
Right.
But I feel like PV is the perfect spot to where I can go to Houston, but PV is also like, I don't want to say kind of isolated, but it's more quiet here. And then also what really drew me to PV was Coach Bland had let me know during the recruiting process that they were losing a big amount of like their seniors. So it was just an opportunity for me to come in and help not rebuild, but grow a program.
Right. So the last game you guys played was against TSU, and before that, Stephen F. Austin. So in the transition of both of those times that you played those two teams, how have you seen the impact of playing against teams like that? How has that improved going in from Stephen F. Austin to TSU?
I really think like playing Stephen F. Austin, we were missing a couple girls, so it did give other girls opportunities to go in and prove themselves. But going into TSU, I think we really used that in a way that it's good to see other competition, and we haven't played a team yet that hasn't been a solid team. So I feel like each game we play, we're just building up more and more.
Right. So as you say, you're a transfer coming into PV, coming from Temple. How do you see the players that you are now your teammates? Have you seen anybody that's taken up that leadership role to really charge you guys in the battle when it comes to games?
Definitely Massey. She's our freshman pitcher. She's works extremely hard, and she didn't let the fact that she was a freshman like deter her from coming in and trying to earn a spot and competing. She's done really well.
All right. And so I know one of the things with the Stephen F. Austin game was it was kind of a back and forth pitching match. Mm-hmm. And so from your perspective, how did you see that going between, you said as she's a freshman, Massey, being that pitcher going into the game, and then also going at it with the other pitcher against Stephen F. Austin? How do you see the correlation with this?
I think there is a big correlation because Massey just has so much energy about her, and so do our other pitchers. So it's exciting seeing like two pitchers go head to head, like fighting, and it's really exciting seeing all that.
All right. So I know you said your coach brought you out here and gave you the runaround. So how is the coaching for softball? Like, how do you feel has it impacted you as a player as well as the team?
I think our coaches do a really good job of letting us like lead and learn from our own mistakes. So, I mean, a big part of it is like we're in college, so we do learn from ourselves, but they also come in when it's needed to like direct us.
Right. So going in, you say you guys go playing in the Southern coming up soon. How do you feel about that coming up game?
I feel good. I feel like we're at a good place to where everything's finally coming together, so I'm excited to see how it all plays out.
Right. You know, we guys hope you guys are the best. You know, one of the things about softball and baseball especially, like, you know, baseball gets more of the overshadow because it's more of the men's sport. But softball, you know, I be seeing y'all really out there slanging it. So I really give y'all the best when it comes to Southern. So since you have transferred, softball aside, how is your experience here at PV?
Oh, I actually really love it. You know, you hear people say like you meet your best friends in college, and I've been lucky enough for that to be true here. I've met 3 of my best friends here, so I'm really enjoying it.
That's good. So going into softball, what position would you say that you play? Or are you in multiple positions, or you just want to stick with just one?
I play catcher, but I can shift over to first base if I need to.
Okay, yeah. I remember when I used to play baseball, I used to play catcher a little bit, and that was very intense because at the end of the day, you the general, where everybody got to get to you to score. So, you know, going into the future with, you know, the guys got the season, anybody that you see coming up into the season that I wouldn't say is a tough opponent, but something that you need to really make sure you guys practice for, stay focused for, or anything like that? Any team stand out to you in the SWAC?
Really, Southern we're focusing on right now. I think we do a good job of that, like just taking it a game at a time. And like I said, like every team that we played hasn't, like they're solid teams. So we're just going to have to take it a game at a time and try our hardest.
All right. And going into Southern, you guys will be going to Southern, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, correct. So going in with that, how do you feel the season so far? As like from your perspective, how do you feel the season is going?
I feel like it's going pretty well. I know we had kind of a rough start, but we didn't let us get us down. We just keep working, and that's really all we can do.
Right, you know, it's one of those tough things, like when the season doesn't start off so well in the beginning, you know, some people like to deteriorate. But it's good to see that you guys have started to improve and starting to get better, and we hope for more wins in the future. So, like you said, with the recruiting process, I know it's still kind of in the season, but have you guys thought about any recruits, or have you seen anybody shown interest with the softball team coming into PV?
Not that I know of. I know our coaches really handle the recruiting, but I know on our part, we're trying to do a lot to like advertise ourselves. I know we post when it's our game day, or like we do have, I think like every home game we had recruits come in and watch us play. So that's exciting to see.
Right. So with that being said, going into it, how do you see yourself helping to, you know, you said advertising for the team. So if there was a situation where a coach were to bring in a recruit right now, just to give you to meet them and say, you know, this is Viviana Figueroa, you know, give her a chance, how would you show recruits, for anybody watching out there, what it's like to come to PV and the type of championship mentality you guys have to come here?
To show them really, honestly, just being around like the environment that we have on the team, I feel like we do a good job of being like positive and helping one another. So if they could just come out and see one of our practices, I think they'd see that.
Right. Hey, all for it. Go for the practice. Get a good job. Get a good look. You know, what is your major?
Business marketing.
Business marketing. So coming out of college, what do you plan to do outside?
I want to go into sports marketing, like be marketing for like major sports teams like the Astros or even PV, you know. I feel like that'd be really interesting.
Now, I'm not so familiar if softball has professional teams or anything like that. I think they might play in the Olympics or something.
Yeah.
But do you see yourself potentially doing that as well?
I'd love to. Hopefully by then softball gets a little bit more exposure, like national team-wise. So I'd love to do that if I get the opportunity.
And it's good that you said that, because that was going to be one of my next questions. You know how baseball, since it's being the men's sport, it gets way more exposure. You know, we got the minor leagues, the major leagues, like just even in college, it's more broadcast. So how do you feel being a softball player? How do you feel that softball can elevate its position and let more people know, or how do you think people can understand the game of softball more? 'Cause, I mean, it's the same as baseball, but there might be a little different rules and situations. So how do you see softball being getting more exposure to people?
I mean, I feel like we're doing a good start of it now. We have a great support system, like our parents, and I know our coaches try to advertise, and also support from the other teams. Like they come out and watch us, and we'll go out and see them as well.
Right. So what led you to play softball?
I honestly, I don't remember a time where I wasn't playing softball.
Right.
So I was very young when I started, and I just kept going. You know, I love the game.
Is there anybody that motivates you to continue to keep playing?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he works very hard, and I just want to make him proud.
Oh, that's great. You know, he comes out to see your games when he can and everything. That's good to see. So going into the Southern, you know, you guys, like you said, that you want to take it one game at a time. You want to make sure that everything is in order so that you guys are set, so it's not discombobulated, not going all over the place. So for going into the Southern game, what do you feel the team needs to specifically focus on to help you guys win?
Honestly, we just need to focus on playing our game, because we can hit, we can play defense, our pitching is good. So if we just focus on playing our game and putting all the pieces together, we should succeed.
Right. And so going in with that, you know, do you see any improvements on whether that be the outfield, infield, any area that you would need to improve, not just for Southern, but just in general as a team? Or is there anything that you see as yourself that you can improve as a player?
Really, I think we're doing a good job now, but I would like to see more of not us come together, but I know that we're a young team, so we just need to do a better job of in the big moments, like performing in the big moments. But that comes with experience. So
right. Do you have any seniors on the team at the moment?
We have 3, I believe. Yeah.
3.
Well, we have a super senior, so I don't know if she counts, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are going out there, and it's just such a young team with such young talent, and this gives you the opportunity to really go and show your leadership skills. You know, with you saying there only being about 3 seniors, 1 being a super senior. But have you felt the need to really take up that role for yourself? And has anybody ever pushed you to know, you know, maybe sometimes you said Macy, she might not, not everybody might not look up to her, even though she's a freshman, she does a good job. But do you feel that she needs to get help from other players such as yourself as a leadership role, since you guys are a young team that could continue to keep going forward?
Yeah, even though that we're young, I think we do have some strong leaders on the team. I mean, I consider myself a leader. Not that I was pushed into it, I just feel like it's just been like my personality, like that's just me as a person. But we do a good job of not really like the seniority, but we do work together, but we do also have leaders to look up to. So I just feel like we all have like our parts and we play them very well.
Right, and that's a good job that we have a lot of people, you know, a lot of people put you in situations where sometimes you might not think of yourself as a leader, but then you're put into a situation where you have to lead, even though it might not be your ideal thing, but, you know, people put you in situations. So with going in with the softball, how do you see more effort coming in from your position? Like, are you the starter position? Do you have anybody behind you? So, like we said, as a leader, you can not train, but you can lead the girls that's under you in the position that you play. So how would you, and for any girls watching that play your particular position, how would you say you based your game off of?
Really, I don't try to base my game off of like anything in particular. I just try to go out there and do my best. But for the girls under me, I just try to set a good example. So I can like be positive and talkative, but really just setting that example and performing on the field and in practice or even off the field in the classrooms, I feel like I'm doing a good job of doing that.
That's great. And so, like you said, coming in as a transfer, did you receive that warm welcome from the softball team in PV when you came?
Yeah, I mean, everything was real welcoming. The girls are great. They're super funny, and I really enjoy being on the team.
Well, thank you, Viviana, for coming in and discussing that. I hope you guys go on to win more and actually come in with a SWAC championship for softball. You know, the whole point of this show, as well as Panther Sports Zone, is to get all the sports their prize. And I feel that especially women's sports here at PV, doesn't get as much recognition as the men's sports. And even then, some of the men's sports don't get recognition. So for you guys to come in, you and your coaches, to really express how the game of softball you guys love and what you guys love to do, and give these people a chance to come out and see you, I think is a really great opportunity to help, like we said, give more exposure to the softball team, as well as you guys going out there doing your job. So I appreciate you coming in. When we come back, we'll talk with Coach with the tennis, though stay tuned for Coach's Corner.
Those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Did they start it? Oh. Hello and welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Drew Brewer and I'm here with two women from the tennis team, Miss Mahogany and Miss Victoria. How you guys doing today?
Good.
So I hear that you guys are the #1 doubles pair for the PV tennis team, and how does that make you feel to be the #1?
It makes me feel good. The chemistry between us is good, so
I think it worked from the first moment, so it was,
yeah.
we've been improving a lot from the first year.
Okay.
And it feels good to be #1, you know. We're not the best, but, you know, have
Still
a
number
big
one.
role on the team.
Big
so,
role.
yeah.
So like you said, having that big role on the team, does you do, like we said with the softball, sorry I'm mixing my words up a little bit, but do you see the leadership role coming from you two? Does the other members of the tennis team look up to you since you are the #1 doubles pair, or is there any other doubles pair that you could see yourselves coaching up to help you guys get together?
Yeah, I think we play a big role in the leadership of #1 doubles. I feel like we do really good at winning, so the other team, our line 2 and line 3, want to win. They compete more, so they can help us get that point for doubles. So it plays a big role.
And they follow that, like, what we used to win and what helped us, which is really good, like, for us, like, show them how to do it. And when they improve, like, it helps us as a team, so.
All right. So as a doubles pair, have you guys ever done singles besides double, or you guys stay with just double?
We play singles too.
So as you guys play both double and single, do you see in the difference between the doubles and singles, or do you prefer, like, how do you see yourselves compared to the doubles matches, whereas compared to single matches?
I feel it's way different. Like, in doubles, you have a partner, you have to trust, and the points are quicker. You have to, like, you're always attacking. Yeah, and it's just one set. So I think it's way different doubles from singles.
Yeah. And for me, the energy is different for me in doubles too, because like she said, we have a partner. So after each one, we have somebody to, you know, fist pump, say it's okay, next one, you know, pick you up after each point. So the energy is better, or it's better to me.
And it's easier because you have, like, someone kind of, like, watching you.
Right.
Right.
Or, like, can remind you of, like, hey, remember, like,
Right, you guys
Jump
have been
or-
playing together for about 3 years, so the build of trust is really important when it comes to that doubles match. So as you guys are the #1, have you guys faced anyone from any other schools in a doubles match that you felt like, you know, sometimes we play and we kind of get in our heads a little bit when things might not be going so well. So how would you guys together be able to cope with that and still keep pushing to get the win?
We do really good. So like, I can say, recently we played against FAMU and Alabama State. And at first, at the beginning, I was kind of a little nervous and making a lot of mistakes. And Victoria was telling me like, hey, just, you know, I know you're nervous, but I know you have like a good forehand, so just go big. So don't be nervous. So that's helping. Like,
and it was just like we had to wait. I had to hold for a little bit.
Yeah.
And after that, she was like
right.
winning every point. I was like, okay, perfect.
So sometimes she like I might be nervous, and then she bring me
Or
up,
something,
and then
yeah.
we connect.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes, like, I don't get really nervous, but I can get, like, mad or something, and she knows how to, like, calm me down. Like, it's okay. Like, don't worry about it. Let's keep going, which it makes it way easier.
yeah.
So how was the recruiting process, and what led you guys to come here to PV?
You want to start?
Yeah, so, well, I was in high school, and I believe one of my coaches reached out to Coach Dwayne, and then I emailed him, and I came for a visit. So I kind of already had PV, like, in mind to come here. And then when I came to visit campus, I thought it was nice, so I chose PV.
Okay.
Well, for me, I came to Houston, I think, 2018 to play the showcase. And one of the coaches there was Coach Dwayne, and I talked to him. I really like talking to him. And I remember one of the things my coach in Venezuela told me was like, you have to have like a good relationship with your coach. So I think that was like a big thing that made me choose to come to PV.
Right. So you're saying you're from Venezuela. So how was that transition from Venezuela to the States?
Yeah. Well, at the beginning it was hard. My brother used to live here in Houston, so that helped a lot. I would just go every weekend, go visit him. But after a while, I just got used to being here. I like the culture, like people. It's really nice.
Right. So, no biased opinion, but how do you feel about your coach, Dwayne, and how he has really improved the team and how it really led the team to, now you guys are going to championships and you guys are winning a lot. So how do you see that improvement with the team with coach?
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Even from our freshman year, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Not even like the improvement in the team, and then also just as in myself. Like when I came, I think I grew a lot from in the
because
help.
it's not just the recruiting, but like improvement of like the people in the team. Our freshman year was the same as our sophomore year, and we had like a big difference in our team, and it was the same girls, the same 8 girls. There was not new girls or any change. So I think that says a lot about our coach.
That's great. You know, like we say, you guys are going into championships, and tennis is really starting to get a buzz on campus now. People are starting to come up. So going into that championship game, how do you guys feeling, and what do you feel like needs to be done in order to come out with a victory?
That's a good question.
I feel good. I think we have a good team going in. We can win.
I think doubles. I think if we focus like on getting that doubles point, after that it's gonna be easier on us. And even without the doubles point, we have to like
Focus on the singles.
Yeah, each like, cause the thing is that we're 6 playing, so it's like each one of us like
Needs to
we
be
have-
on. Yeah. If all of us are on that day, and you know we come in with a great energy, good mindset, I think we can really win. Because we all play good, so.
All right, and you say if you guys coming in with great mindset, great energy, how would you consult a player who maybe that day coming into that game may not be having such a good day? Like maybe there's got some issues going on at home or anything, and their head's not in the moment. Like how do you guys sit there to make sure, let them know like everything's gonna be okay, just let's focus on the game and then get through this?
Sometimes you have to, what's going on outside, you play tennis and then you use that aggression, like if having a bad day, use that aggression into the tennis court, you know, fight, you know, leave the emotion on the court, or sometimes you just have to leave it off the court. Don't even think about it. When you get on the court, play the ball, don't think about anything else going outside. So I would just tell them that, like, focus on today, each point right now.
yeah, that was perfect.
That's good. So, as we know, tennis is not one of those sports that most people, even though you guys have started to really elevate tennis on campus, now people are starting to really get more attention, but why do you think, you know, we think of tennis now, you know, we got Venus and Serena as well as all these other tennis players, and it gets a lot more exposure, but still at this time, it's still not getting as much as some of the bigger sports. So how do you see tennis getting more exposure to help in the world?
I think a lot of people have like the idea that tennis is like more of a quiet game, you know, very less cheering. But I think if they know that it's more cheering, they might come out and support.
Yeah, I think because college tennis is way different, and it's more fun. Like you can scream, you can cheer, and I think people that have come and have watched the game is like, okay, yeah, like I can scream, like it's
Right.
exciting, right? But they don't know that because like professionals, they're more quiet and they have like a referee saying like, oh, stay quiet, like don't scream. But in college it's way different. You can scream, not during the point, but you can scream like after a point, everything won.
Just cheer and really be excited
Yeah.
about it. So is there any professional tennis players that you guys maybe model your game after or look up to in a sense when it comes to playing the game?
For me, I would say Serena.
Serena.
Of course, yeah. She's very aggressive. I like playing aggressive tennis. She has a good serve, big forehand, and that's what I like to do.
I never had like one. I would just like watch all of them and get the best from each. But I would say I really like Tarasenko, the way she played. Yeah, I don't have one tennis player I can say.
Just-
Like,
okay.
yeah.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask you guys is, we have had a lot of recent exposure when it comes to tennis, but a lot of that exposure has been due to heckling of the players on the court. Naomi Osaka, I believe Saki had a moment where somebody was heckling her. Serena has had many moments where a lot of people have heckled. So my question is to you, how do you guys deal with hecklers on the court? Is there anybody that's ever really just came at you guys at a certain way, or how would you deal that response?
I think in championships, there's a lot of that. The other school,
And they
their
say,
team is
remember when we were playing, I think, Alcorn?
yeah.
One of the girls came to me and say something.
Yeah, in college tennis, it's a lot of that. Even when we play against their women's team, the men's team might be there, so they're on the
Yeah.
sidelines,
And they're screaming
trying to
everything,
irritate you.
yeah.
We might have a grunt, and then they're in the back, mimicking the grunt. So for me, I would just say you have to zone that out. Or sometimes you just,
laugh. Just
Right.
Don't pay attention to it. Just if they see you getting mad or upset about it, they're gonna keep doing it. So you have to even if you're mad about it, you have to just don't show it.
Right.
and that's where the team comes in. If their team is, heckling you,
Yeah.
Our team is
Our
going to do
team's
it back.
gonna- yeah.
After we win a point, we're loud, making noise too, so it helps.
It's good that you guys have that bond with your teammates to really make sure you guys have each other's back when it comes to those situations. Because I know when we look at tennis and we look at how it's really affecting these players, they're going out there giving out their all, and just somebody may come out with a racist comment or another comment that really kind of demeans their character. And at the end of the day, you guys are players playing the sport that you love. So for someone to come and really almost talk you down just for playing the game is really one of those disheartening things when it comes to sports, and especially in tennis, because it has been very apparent lately that it's going on. Because like we said, tennis is not that well known of a sport. People know about it, but people don't really watch it as much because, like you said, they might think it's a quiet game. They don't really want to be dealing with that. But when we do look at tennis, a lot of times we're having to see people in tears because people are coming at them a certain way that, you feel me, it's really demeaning to their character. So just for you guys to really sit here and say, it might happen, but you just got to keep it pushing, is really testament to the maturity you guys have going into the game. So with that, do you guys see yourself playing any professional, Olympic, or any type of tennis after college?
No. No, I don't think so.
No, you done? What about you?
No.
I don't think so. My coaches, I have coaches in the summertime, or my dad, they want me to play just a couple just to see how it feels. So I might play a couple just to say, I tried to play a pro tournament for it, because it's a lot of levels. So it's not just, you get drafted and then you're in, it's a lot of levels to go to it. So I might play try to play a local pro tournament.
So how does that work? Because we know, most sports like NFL, NBA, MLB, you get drafted, you're on the team, go. So how would tennis work in the sense of levels?
That's you start playing. I think futures. I think it's it's lower tournaments. You get less points than big tournaments, and then I think you start to win points, but it's not like you have a team. It's
And you
you're
have
by
to
yourself.
you got to play tournaments. The more you win, the more points you get, the higher ranking goes,
And
and then you
also-
can play certain tournaments. Some tournaments you just can't sign up and play in it. You got to have a ranking or UTR, certain level.
Yeah, specific UTR to
Yeah.
play them. That's right.
All right. So how would you say the atmosphere at PV is around tennis?
Around tennis, what do you?
Like, how
they
do
know about it.
not so much, if they know about it, people come and support, how would you, when people come to your games, how do you see that game going? Are they energetic? Are they like, let's go? Like, are they ready? Like, how do you see that atmosphere around tennis?
Whenever they go, they're really energetic. Yeah.
And it's growing. I know, like,
Yeah.
probably freshman year, they were coming more quiet. Now I do see them cheering and saying, like, come on, after point. So,
Yeah. Freshman year, I remember like I would see people really confused about it. They didn't know how it worked. Like always every 15, it's like 15, 30, and then 45. So they're like, yeah, everyone tells me that. So now like they know more about it and they understand it. I think before it was because they didn't really understand it, and now they can share because they know like, oh, it's an important point. They won the game. Yeah.
Right. So one of my other questions is, since you guys are going into the championship, are there any teams that you see may be a challenge, especially as being the #1 double pair? A lot of people could be coming for you guys to make sure to knock you off that spot. Do you see anyone coming in as a challenge that you would really need to focus on?
For doubles,
Yes.
I think probably.
Alabama State.
Yeah, Alabama State was.
Yeah.
I think
Alabama
Alabama
State.
State, yeah. I feel like when we go into those or any school, we try to come and prepare and treat every team the same.
Yeah.
But probably Alabama State only because they're like the last SWAC champions. So it's just like we're gonna focus
Their
more.
doubles team was like
Decent too.
Yeah.
So with that, one of my last questions is, with the addition to the SWAC with Bethune-Cookman and FAMU, I don't know if you guys have played them yet, but if you have, how do you see that helping the SWAC to improve? Because, like we said, not many people know about the SWAC conference in general. It gets really overshadowed by the big Power 5 schools. So now, with the addition of 2 more HBCUs, how do you see the SWAC actually getting more exposure and actually going out there?
I feel like it helps with the growth because now since we're
now
in,
it's in Florida.
yeah, in
right?
Florida, they
So-
get, now they're going to hear SWAC, they're going to hear their name. And
So now it's like Alabama, Mississippi,
right.
Texas, and Florida. So
yeah,
that's
and
good.
Louisiana. So the name's going to travel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in here and giving us your side when it comes to tennis. Make sure you tune in to Coach's Corner every day at 3 p.m. This is Drew Brewer, and I'm signing out.